Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. So in today's lesson I wanted to talk about slash chords, explain what they are, how to play them, and potentially how to figure some out for yourself rather than just being given the shapes. So a slash chord is basically a pre-existing chord. We're going to use cowboy chords today, open chords at the bottom of the neck, and we add a different note into the bass. Now this note isn't random, it's a note that's already in the chord, but is taken from either the third or the fourth degree of the chord. So it's the same chord, but we've just changing the note that starts it all, and it gives you a nice little flavour and kind of looks into what bass players do in a band. So let's have a look at a chord and I'll start breaking it down. So we're going to start with a G over C chord. So what that means is we've got a C chord, or C over G, I like to call it makes more sense. Have a look at the black notes. The black notes on there show you the C chord. Okay? Now technically I should be using that finger there, shouldn't I? But can you see the purple note on the third fret of the low E string? We're going to add that note on top of a C chord. It's a bit of a squeeze, but can you see? So we've got a regular C chord, but we just added an extra note on the bottom. We do have to have a shuffle around with his fingers, so his ring finger has to go up a string, and then we took his pinky in underneath it. And it just creates a slightly different sound. It's almost like, it sounds a little bit deeper. Something like, let me think, While My Guitar Gently Weeps would have that sort of, or maybe over A minor. Has that kind of vibe to it. So pause the video if you need to, take a screenshot. This is a C chord with just an extra little bit to it. And we strum all 6 strings on this chord. So can you see in the diagrams, the purple note is the note that we've added on top of the chord that you already know. And sometimes it requires a bit of a shuffle around with the fingers, and even sometimes a little bit of a stretch. Let's have a look at this one. This is an A minor over G. So you can see all of the black notes using the first, the second and the third fingers for an A minor chord like you normally would. And then we're going to take his pinky and we're going to put it on the top like this. And again, we're going to strum all 6 strings. And it just gives you a slightly different flavour, and they don't always have to be super sparkly, lovely sounding chords. A lot of the times these chords are used to change direction or give you a little bit of a clue of where we're going next. Like, have you ever seen The Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival's got this in it? Sort of has this. You see how I went from the A minor and then added that G note on the top? Because the next chord is an F. So again, pause the video, have a go at that one if you like to. And then finally, we're going to have a look at this one. Now, I've made this a little bit smaller so that you can see me, because it takes a little bit more explaining. There's a couple of different ways of playing this. Now, this is personally how I play the F sharp over D chord. Now, you can see with the black notes, we've got his regular little triangle for his D chord. And then we need to press the second fret of the low E string. You see the purple note that's highlighted. Now T stands for thumb. I like to put my thumb over the top of the neck to catch that. I think it sounds a lot. It's a lot quicker to get to it. That D shape, we've played so many Ds, that should be fairly comfortable now. And I want you to think of these slash chords, these bass notes, as an addition to the pre-existing chord. Okay? Now, if you've got smaller hands and you can't get up there, you can kind of have a little bit of a shuffle around. You take your index finger, put it on that second fret of the low E string, and then second fret with your second and third fingers, and then get that third fret of the B string with your pinky. And you can do it like that as well. But personally, I like to put my thumb over the top. And I think putting your thumb into chords is demonised a little bit in the sort of guitar playing community, but if it's good enough for Hendrix, because he played with his thumb all the time, it's good enough for me. So I hope that helped you a little bit. If you come across some chords that you don't some slash chords that you don't know where the bass notes are, give it a quick Google, find where the note is, and pile it on top of the chord shape that you already know. Worst case scenario, it's only a guide. You could have played a C chord, a D chord, and an A minor chord over all those shapes, and it'd have still sounded okay in a jamming scenario. I feel like as guitarists who are learning online and don't have somebody to bounce ideas off all the time, every week, like somebody that comes to see me for one-to-ones, you won't get... you'll get stuck on that one chord and it'll completely ruin the rest of the song for you. Rather, treat it as its own little exercise in your practice, but don't let it slow down your mojo and your flow of the other things that you're working on just to play as opposed to practice. You could just, instead of doing A minor over G, you could just stick on that A minor chord if it gets you through it, because that's the most important bit. And in version 2, version 3, version 4 of you learning that song, you're going to try and get that extra chord in, or try and get that picking pattern a little bit more nailed down. So don't overthink it, just do what you think with that. Okay, a little bit preachy, but we'll call that for today. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you got on with your slash chords, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.